So I was talking to my liaison over at Weiser Books. Shout out to Weiser Books. And they sent me over this deck from Rockpool Publishing. They had some in their warehouse. And it was sent to me as a gift, a very generous gift, for the purposes of doing an honest review. So thank you to Weiser Books. And we're going to check it out. It is, there's the price right there. And it's called the Radiant Wilds Tarot. Navigate Inner Desert Dreamscapes. I don't think I have a deck that's based on the desert. In the 90s, the desert was real popular in music videos. Cisco and like a bunch of the other ones, Tupac, a bunch of them did like videos in the desert. So I remember it being popular then, but I don't think I have a deck that's based on it. So this is going to be a treat. If you want to screenshot this so you can read it, there you go. Some of the cards look like we're getting ready to see. Now remember, underneath this video, I will put a legitimate link to where you can purchase this. Remember, there are a lot of fakes out there. They are counterfeiting decks left and right. And it's not always easy to know if you're getting the real deck or if you're getting a counterfeit one. So I promise underneath every video, I will always give you a honest link to the actual company that created the deck. My name is QueenAusetHeru, and thank you for joining me for another wonderful edition of Ask an Aquarius. If you haven't already, please hit the red subscribe button and smack the bell. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and pass it to anybody and everybody who might like it too. Please give us a thumbs up in the what is it? No, please give us a positive comment in the comment section. And if you want to get your own reading done, please hit me up on social media, or you can email me. All my information will be underneath this video as well. I always put the link to the video first, and everything else will come after that. Please join us on Patreon. That link is underneath here too. So here's the guidebook. Check this out, right? Look at how big and serious this guidebook is. I love this because I feel like it's full color, it's glossy, and it has so much information. Look at that. It's not just giving you like a couple keywords, it's giving you a lot. This is a great deck for those of you who like doing deep dives on decks, because it's giving you a lot. It's giving you a legend, it's giving you a light, a shadow, radiance. I'm assuming the light is the upright and the shadow is the reverse. That's usually how they work that. There is no spreads in here, so you have to get some spreads yourself if you want them. But on the back page, you will find information on the author and artist and his website right there. So now we're going to get into this so you can see the cards. Now, the cards have the ribbon thing here, so they're easy for you to pull them out. I'm going to yank them out. They come with paper around them, so environmentally friendly. Here is the inside of the bottom of the box, in case you want to see. Move it out the way. Now, we're going to take one card, and I'm going to show you the backs. This is the back of every card. So you see it's glossy. It's not high gloss, but it is gloss. This here, not too thick, not too thin. Very good cardstock. Easy in the hand. Again, a little glossy. Oh, let me show you something before I get started. I noticed this immediately. Check this out. The sides are perfectly gilded with gold. So if you're somebody who does not like that, you need to be mindful of that. I love it. I think it's a beautiful touch. Alright, so now that we've seen that, we're going to start looking at the cards. Ooh. So the first thing we see is that the name and the number is at the bottom of the deck. I prefer it at the bottom, actually. Wow. It's giving me desert. It's giving me cosmic. Let's take a look at this. Now, if you're somebody like me that uses a card holder, as you can see, once it goes inside, you lose that part. So you have to be mindful if you're showing them like I am. You have to be mindful to kind of tilt it like that. So far, I'm really feeling the beauty. The art style is beautiful. I enjoy the colors. It is not a Rider-Waite-Smith clone. It is definitely what I call a rogue deck. This is a deck that does its own thing while still depicting the same kind of energy of the card. The Empress is nice and chunky and pretty. I love that diversity in her body type and in her culture. Beautiful, beautiful Empress. And every card is not human beings. We have some human beings, and then we have some animals. Our Emperor is represented by an owl. This looks like a soul. Not even like a person. That's beautiful. The colors are really popping, right? Like this kind of neon kind of thing going on. I'm feeling it. Look at that. So it's giving me cosmic. I love it. I'm feeling it so far. It's different. I tell you that. This is very different. It doesn't look difficult to read for an intuitive reader. It doesn't look difficult to read for a seasoned reader either. And if you're a newbie, like a new beginner, they do have a lot of the familiar symbolism in it. Like, take a look at our Hermit, right? Our Hermit, we get the introspective energy. Oh, that's really beautiful. I get the introspective energy. He's not holding his lantern, and he's not standing on the edge of a cliff. So it is different, but I still get that same introspective, inner knowledge, by yourself doing it kind of energy of the Hermit. So if you're somebody who's not really familiar with the RWS, that could be challenging. But if you're an intuitive reader, I think, is that the Empress? Is that the same person? Beautiful. But if you're an intuitive reader, you should be able to read this fairly simply. The only people I think may struggle a bit is people who are looking for an RWS clone. Some people, that's what they want. And if that's what you really want, this isn't it. This is more for a person that's ready for a challenge. So if you are a beginner and you're ready for a challenge, I say yes. I say definite yes, because you're going to get different perspectives, different. It's a different, what I would call a paradigm shift in thinking. But there is so much. There's so much here that would be familiar if you're studying RWS. But there's so much of a different perspective of it. So I feel like it would be a fun challenge to somebody who was at that level. And very quirky. Like this card here is quirky. It's a fun, quirky deck. And the colors are awesome. And even though, like, if you look at the people have diversity too. I'm seeing people, you know, I've seen like a couple different cultures so far represented. So I like that too. And I'm seeing that we're going to see more. So it's the people and the representations of culture too. The elements of culture, like the snake here representing the devil concept, which goes back to some of the Christian schools of thought, but also others, I'm sure. Tower. It's sexy too, and it's modern. I like that. Yeah. I would like to see a little bit more diversity with the people. I love that. Isn't that pretty? That's pretty. As far as body type, they all seem to be about the same body type. So I would like to see diversity in that. And I would like to see some diversity in age. The people here all seem kind of young, which isn't bad. You know, youth is beautiful, but I would like to see a little bit more of the crone energy represented. And there is some. This reminds me of the mother energy right here, because that reminds me of Mother Mary's vibration. So there is some, but as you can see, for the most part, everybody's young and about the same size, you know. So that would be refreshing to see that change. If they were going to do like a second edition or a reprinting or something, you know, or reimagining, that's something that I would consider. But other than that, I think it's beautiful. I would give this deck, I would say, a 9 out of 10. Because that's the only thing with it that I would, you know, tweak. I like everything else. I love the fact that there's no border. The artwork goes all the way. This is great for a tarot reading. It's great to use with oracle decks in conjunction. It would be wonderful for a daily pull. It looks awesome for intuitive readers. It looks great for seasoned readers. I love the fact that the name and the numbers on the cards are at the bottom versus being at the top. I think that's awesome. So, and look at this. This reminds me of people that are from the Islamic culture. So you see, like you're even though you're not getting a lot of the person, you at least get that. So it's giving you different elements of these cultures, even though it's not, it's kind of minimalist. I hate to call it minimalist because it is kind of minimalist, but there's so much going on, it's hard to say that at the same time, you know. There's so much sass to it. Look at him. There's so much sass to it. I love him. My sassy guy. It is very rare I like the Seven of Cups. The Seven of Cups is usually a card that I'm just like, but I really love this one. That is a great interpretation. This is cool too. Look at that. That pathway. And that cosmic thing going on. Makes me think of Father Time. Check out the mirror. They made some really fun choices here. Choices that are, like I said, very different. I like that. I like that rogue aspect. Some things are very recognizable. Like this 10 of Cups is its own thing, but it's recognizable. You know, the 10 Cups, you know, the people that are probably family, maybe wife and wife or mother and daughter. That's the great part, is that you really don't know. So it leaves your imagination to put yourself in it. Here's our page. Okay. These are really pretty. Wow. It's the colors that really do it for me. Because even though there's not a lot going on in the picture, there's a lot going on with the colors. That's why I said it's hard to call it minimalist, because like I said, the art itself is pretty, it's like, okay, that I can call that minimalist, but I cannot call these colors minimalist. These colors are large and in charge. These colors are pulling you in. This is a very unique deck. It's very unique. This is something I would pull out when I really wanted something more intuitive. I wanted something more that touched me in that kind of way. It's really beautiful. And it's awesome because I didn't know what to expect when I saw this deck. I put it on my wish list because I was like, everybody talked about it. And now I see why they talked about it. That's cool. I can tell why now. It's very unique. And there's women, there's men. So we got a lot of gender diversity as well. I love how abstract it is. Like, she's playing with a big ball. Like, is that an exercise ball? Like, what is that, you know? And the whole desert thing. The whole desert thing really is cool. I like that. The elephant. I love elephants. Yeah, sometimes we do like these deep dives in the community, and we use different decks for them. And some decks I feel like are more appropriate to use for them than others. And I feel like this is one because there's so much to springboard off of. This would be great for a discussion group or a study group. It's also, I think, good for meditation. Like if you wanted to take this card and like, you know, put it in there and just stare at it and see what the images are giving you. Yeah, what is it saying to you? Oh, look at him. Love his hair. Oh, love his hair. That's cool. Awesome. Again, another cool element of culture. Like, is he Afro-Latina? Is he black? Like, because he got hair like my cousin. So I'm like, that's awesome. I love that. That celebration of culture is very welcomed. Oh, check out our queen. She's chilling. Beautiful. King of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, look at her. Talk about beautiful. She is radiant. Beautiful skin. Beautiful. I love the way the flowers, like she has a beautiful mind, you know? And the Ace of Swords is all about the intellect. So this is a person with a beautiful mind. Oh, what a beautiful depiction. That is really hot. This is one of my favorites right here. That, and the Ace of Swords is not generally one of my favorite cards, but that depiction right there, yeah, definitely. The poor Three of Swords must have had a breakup or somebody hurt him. Okay. I like the way she's resting. I wouldn't be resting in that outfit in the desert in the heat, but but okay. I mean, since we're going to reimagine, let's reimagine. You know, she's probably cool though. In the desert, I'm sure it can be hot. But I'm thinking like you got to be burning up, my goodness. The desert aspect adds something to it as well. It really does. I like that, adding that to the concept. It makes it seem more expansive to me. Look at that. It's almost like a dream. This deck is almost like a dream. It's beautiful. Look at her. My girl. I love it. I love the color choices with the reds and the oranges and the yellows. Great choices. The blues. I mean, all the choices. But I see the reds and the yellows and the oranges are the most prominent. I love how she's inside of that cube. I think that is so cool. Check that out. That's really cool. He or she. I can't tell if it's a guy or a girl. But I love how they're in the cube. I think that's decent. This is the one. Was the one I first saw that made me actually want the deck, because I was like, that is really fun. I have a friend, Robin, over at Robin's Reflections. She has a channel here, and she and I often sit and talk about decks. And I feel like this particular deck is one of those. Yeah, I think I don't know if she's seen this. I gotta ask Robin, has she seen this deck? But I really feel like this is one of those kind of decks that she and I would be up talking about in the middle of the night. It has that kind of energy. There's many a night when you guys are sleeping, me and Robin are talking decks and oracle decks and tarot spreads. So I love it. There's a lot to discuss, a lot to springboard off of, a lot to make you wonder. Nice. So if you're a collector, this would be a very nice addition to your collection. Yeah. Oh, she's pregnant. Four of Wands, a family. She's definitely starting a family or expanding her family. Oh, look at this. This is very sexy for the Five of Wands. Look at that, y'all. That's decent. Because the five is always like five people fighting, or they're supposed to be doing something together, but they're having conflict. And in this case, they're doing whatever this is. Looks like some kind of art, like body art, and having to work together to achieve this amazing pose. That's decent. She's beautiful too. I like the darkness of her skin. I really like that. And her lips. That's cool. Yeah, this is very well done. Definitely. I gotta use this. I gotta use this soon. I'm like, oh my goodness, this is great. It's nice. So yeah, check out my girl Robin's Reflections. Check out her channel. She often gets decks that I don't get. So I go look at her channel too to see the ones that I don't have. And she will give her reflections on them. Beautiful. That's beautiful. Wow. This is really, really interesting. Like every single card is like, whoa. Whoa. You know, every single one is like, my. Now this is interesting for the Queen of Wands. Wow. That's really nice. And the last one is the King of Wands. So we are going to go through. I want to grab one card. Here we go. And I want to look at it. Let's look at our Empress, since I'm so drawn to her beauty. Let's check her out. Alright, Empress, what you gonna tell us today? I love how much they wrote too. It's not just like a little bit, you know? I love that. Our Empress says, I soften into the world to give birth to something new. Now, the Empress doesn't look pregnant. For people who have a problem with a pregnant Empress, she doesn't look it. But she's clearly saying here she's giving birth. So we got both going on. Maybe she's in the first like 4 weeks of pregnancy. Grounding, fertility, earth, and nurture. The legend. A graceful woman rests sensually upon a natural theater of desert dunes, adjacent to a vast flower field. Her garment is adorned with blossoms, signaling that she herself is part of nature. Like a blossom growing from the soil, she is rooted and connected to the earth, yet the Empress remains open to the universe's expansiveness at the same time. Her hand grazes one of the dozen glowing stars that float above her. That's beautiful. Light. The Empress possesses the power to create life and growth, and takes it upon herself to nurture it. She asks you to connect to your roots and remind you that you're not separate from the organic world around you. You follow the same cycles and are made of the same fibers. Its flowers permeate your skin. That's because you are nature. The Empress encourages you to tune into this connection. Create space to soften into the universe that you are part of. Marvel at the beautiful blossoms that life presents to you. As a card that represents femininity and nature's fertility, the Empress can symbolize birth and creation, whether it's literal or metaphorical. Her frequency encourages you to take care of those around you, just like a mother nurtures her children's bright glow. Shadow. The reverse Empress calls you to find more softening and pleasure in life. Have you neglected to tend to yourself recently? No wonder you're feeling dried out. You can't share the beauty of your inner flowers with the world if you forget to water them. Before we can help others to flourish, we must bloom ourselves. Ground yourself and make a point of doing more of what deeply nourishes your being. Know that it is not selfish to create space for leisure. Set aside time to stop and smell the flowers. Radiance tip. Indulge yourself today. Wear something that feels soft on your skin. Light a scented candle. Get a massage. Drink some kakao. Is that chocolate? Or listen to beautiful music. That's nice, isn't it? I love the writing. I love the card. This is really beautiful, guys. So if you like this as much as I do, please check out underneath this video. Click on the link. And please support this this artist and this publishing house. This is a beautiful deck. I think you'll get a lot out of it. And I think it's an awesome challenge for those of you who are just starting. And for those of us who've been doing this for a while, I think this will add a lot of richness to your readings. Kudos to the creator. And you guys come back soon because I got a lot more to say about a lot more decks. See you later.